Hello.
Well, there you go. Now I can hear you. What's up?
Hey, howdy. Um, yeah, I'm a month into diligence on I got into a contract about 5 weeks ago, 4.5 weeks ago, into an $8 million landscaping company with real estate. And I announced it at a meeting, but I've been very absent. I've been like behind the scenes for a couple weeks now. But so updates on that. It's a good company. They've been around for 24 years. Um, 3 years ago, they're doing 15 million, and the owner he made the grave mistake of saying, "Hey, I'm going to dial the company back, and we're going into retirement." So then the next year it went from 15 million to 7 million, and which is a significant difference. But they still made a really healthy bottom line last year, and so if he was smart, he would have sold it at 15 million. He would have sold it at the peak. But
Yeah.
it's funny, I was competing against private equity folks for this business. It was me against private equity, and he went with me. But I'm coming to find out private equity would have turned on this business. Because I'm coming to find in due diligence that this company is starting to, it looks like they're going backwards, even though the owner is working quite heavily to do a lot of money. Initial price was 4.6 million for business and real estate, $2.1 million real estate, and real estate's fair. But the business, now I'm coming to find out, is like great business, long track record, great assets, good stable employment and contracts and everything, but they're just not making the money that they should be. Pretty interesting.
What's your plan? It is. What's your plan as far as operating the business and to make sure it's going back on track?
So, really all it needs is when it did 15 million 2 years ago, it was because he had a sales manager. He had this rock star sales manager, marketing, sales and marketing manager, one employee that just for 2 years skyrocketed the business. And then the owner said to the in 20, I think in 2023 or 2022, said, "Hey, I'm looking to this individual like, hey, I'm looking to retire soon. So I think I'm probably going to dial back with all of it. Like they were going hard to get the business. They were doing $1 million bottom line. They were doing 15 million top line. Um, and and then ended up getting rid of that sales manager. And then the next year they did pretty good the next year too. They did their normal numbers, which was about 7 million with a bottom line of about 600,000. That's typically what the business has historically done. I mean, this year they're on track to do less. They've got a 24-year track record, even though they've got the employees, even though they've got contracts, they're growing contracts, they're growing, but they're not producing.
Good job, my man. What's your biggest lesson from this process so far?
Um, Boy, I learned a lot of things. It was weird, when I got into contract, I'd given a right out the gate, go with the seller's note that I want. I gave them a seller's note of 100 grand, which is nothing. I know it's nothing. But I was like, and I also gave them, it's a structure in which you buy businesses. I can't remember. I'd have to pull it up what it's called, but it's more tax beneficial to me as the buyer. So that was something I put in there. So I was putting in a lot of things and then competing with private equity. And I was like, from all this, I guess my conclusion was to just kind of go for the numbers that I thought made sense right out the gate. I'd offered 4.6, if I recall, 4.6 million. Really, the business needs 4.2, but for me to be competitive, I should have said 4 point. I had to do it at least 4.5 or 4.4. So at the very least, put a heavier seller's note in a competitive. If I was in a competitive space like this again, a heavier seller's note out the gate, so there's no surprises there. Um, what else? There's not much more I can like I would have changed as in negotiations, but another thing that I'm learning is to never underestimate the power of rapport, because rapport is what got me into this business and not other people who are offering a million more than me. That was one on one. I did weeks of what I had three meetings one on one with this guy. So I would say the power of rapport. Um, what else?